Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are launching our candidates for Lions. Lions electorate is the largest physical size electorate in Tasmania and provides a unique set of challenges for a candidate in running. The amount of kilometres you must travel to talk to your electorate is highly challenging, and this also means the dynamics of Lions vary from region to region. It covers from Railton to the East Coast, from Bicheno to Dunalley and Port Arthur, from the southern tip through the Central Highlands. Lions is a rambling, mainly small town focus with rural and regional aspects within its boundaries. Steeped in tradition and history, we see many finer points of economic development occurring within Lions. I would now like to focus on two of these points that provide some real people and real actual lessons for us today. Let us first of all recount what is currently wrong with Tasmania and why we are where we are. Currently, our economy is dying. We are being strangled to death by a piece of water called Bass Strait. That costs Tasmania a fortune. To get freight either way and passengers and vehicles from Melbourne to the north coast of Tasmania and vice versa. Every business I have visited says, please, we implore you, get us a service across to the mainland that allows us to be able to compete. Labor and Liberal governments have failed, not just now, but for decades, in providing a long-term, cost-effective and efficient service for our businesses and people to be able to carry out a successful future plan for their employees and families' security. Bass Strait should be no different to the Hume, Midlands and Bass Highway, and government should not have a model operating that tries to rip off Tasmanians and Australians. For too long we have told it is Tasmania's fault, that we have our hand out to Canberra. For too long we have been told you cannot fix or find a solution. Let me tell you, for too long we have had Labor and Liberal governments that do not want to fix the problem. Ask yourself why. Today you need to know there is a way past this problem. Today you need to look to Labor and Liberal for the answer. I should say you do not need to look to Labor and Liberal for the answer. You have done that for decades and still they flounder around and rip us all off. They do not care. I repeat, they do not care. If they did, they would have fixed it. No vision, no ideas. Palmer United do have a vision, and we do have the plan for the future of Bass Strait. We will release the plan at our campaign launch. It will not be Liberal, it will not be Labor, and it will not be Green. It will be Palmer United. It will create long-term, sustainable and viable jobs in Tasmania. The Lions lesson we need to understand is that to create jobs you need investment. To create investment opportunities you need to create an environment conducive for investors. Today there are very few investors willing to invest in Tasmania. The reason is simple. It is easier elsewhere. It is too risky. Would they like to invest in Tasmania? Yes, but only when the environment for investment is far more conducive. Today we need change. Today we need politicians who are willing to change Tasmania's economy for the future. A future that is visionary and a future that leads to Tasmanian families being able to stay and raise their families in Tasmania. To look at history, it shows isolated cases of where Tasmanians with passion have created a vision and have created an idea that has led to jobs and opportunities for innovative business. Has it been entrepreneurial or has it been bureaucrats that the drive to do this? Unless you own the vision and the idea, it will never happen. If the vision or idea is taken over by others, it will fail. Why? They do not have the passion for the plan. They do not fully understand the concept and they cannot see the highway the plan needs to build as it grows. The next story is that of an entrepreneur with a vision that has today set up an area in Lyons that is growing rapidly and showing diversity and innovation with entrepreneurs. I will briefly relate the story of a gentleman called Bill Casamatti. The passion of one person who started the vision for the Coal River Valley. That person was Bill Casamatti, entrepreneur. This entrepreneur, who had a business that was affected in years of drought or simply restricted most years, saw the opportunity to grow not only his business, but that of all in the valley. The bureaucratic side said no. The entrepreneurial side, with Bill Casamatti at the helm, said yes. The winner, and lucky for the Coal River Valley, after many protracted years of to and fro, was Bill Casamatti. And today the winner is Tasmania and the Coal River Valley. The return on investment in the Craigborne Dam project is amazing, and this was then the forerunner for today's State Irrigation Project plan. Would this plan have happened if it was not for Bill Casamatti? Remember, he fought the bureaucrats who argued against the project. I doubt very much whether it would have been successful. We would not have seen the state and federal governments doing anything, and the Coal River Valley would not be the exciting model for today. I just hope that these new irrigation projects around our state have a Bill Casamatti to be able to create the diversity in opportunities and innovative ideas and bring them to the future. Tasmania today has opportunity and has potential, but few investors. Remember the problem? Too hard, too risky. Remember, government does not create sustainable, viable jobs and businesses. Entrepreneurs do. Today, the Coal River Valley has many new businesses, growing and expanding and creating jobs, but it is too restricted still by Bass Strait. No solution continuing for the long-term problem. The Coal River Valley today has many entrepreneurs with a range of businesses development. Strathaya Turf Systems, Bill Casamatti's business. Houston Farms, South Pacific Seeds, Kew Orchards, Frogmore Creek Wines. Remember, viticulture is growing in the valley. Fruit and stone fruit production is ramping up dramatically. The further development of the valley has continued with huge growth and huge opportunities. The return on the Craigborne Dam is amazing for Tasmania. It took an entrepreneur and other entrepreneurs with some political will to create the environment for change. Today we see this environment foreign again with the bureaucratic processes hindering and frustrating entrepreneurs. Why do we allow this? Because we are controlled. Controlled by people who are not entrepreneurs. They do not think like entrepreneurs, and they will never allow investment in Tasmania. We will be dead in the water if that continues. Investors will not come to lose money until we become user-friendly for investors. We will continue our southern journey. We are heading south and the highway is becoming full of potholes. They will be deeper and thicker, and we will lurch from chasm to canyon. There are pockets such as the Coal River Valley, aquaculture around Tasmania that are leading the way, but they cannot continue without government changing its way. Today we are choking to death with over-regulation. Today we are building more and more levels of bureaucratic processes. We need to take ownership and bring about a new future for Tasmania. Today we are introducing our candidates for Lyons. Today we are starting on our journey for change to create an economy that will deliver on jobs for Lyons and jobs for all Tasmanians and their families. Liberal, Labor and Greens have continually shown us that they have failed Tasmania. 16 years of Liberal and Labor, and what have they done for Tasmania? They've taken the hay out of the barn. They've now burned the barn. Next they will mortgage or sell the farm. What then? The Liberal Party and Will Hodgman have shown nothing in 16 years in opposition. What will they achieve if elected? the same. Today we need new politicians with a new vision for Tasmania. Today I will bring you our Palmer United team. These are real people, not career politicians, not career bureaucrats. These are people who have run their own businesses, who live and work with real Tasmanians. These are people who understand what the average Tasmanian is feeling today, with empty pockets, what the businessman who has the bank looking over his shoulder, the family who cannot pay their water and sewerage bill, their power bill, their rates. They struggle to put fuel in their car and put food on their table. Why? Because government controls the purse strings. It takes too much from their pockets and builds a larger bureaucratic process.